Peace, 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 family. We should be live right now. I see Laura in the chat room. Laura, let me know if you can hear me. I want to make sure y'all can hear me before we actually start talking, because I don't want y'all to miss any of this. This is very important, especially in the times that we are in now, with so much misinformation being spread purposely. We need individuals that help us to take care of ourselves, our families, and our community. Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me before I continue. Okay, we can hear. Okay, no tep. All right, shout out to Brother Panic, the no tep fans in the house. All right, shout out to her. Okay, everybody. All right, peace, peace, everybody. All right, well, I got let me see. No sound up. Abdul, I hope you're not trolling. Orisha, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, well, everybody else can hear me, so we good to go. All right, Orisha, man, welcome back. Last time you were here, you were with Billy Carson.
Yes.
Y'all got a workshop coming up in January. I definitely want to make you more of a regular on my platform. I think that I think the work you're doing is amazing, and I think a lot of the sisters and brothers can learn tremendously from the information you're putting out there. So I want to, let me show people. I just want to show people your Instagram page real quick. Can I do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, let me do that. I want to show family. When I tell y'all, I told the sister, I talked to the sister early in the week. Wait, let me make sure. Share screen. Window. All right, family. So I had this sister on about a month ago, and I talked to her last week, early in the week, and I told her, yo, like I've never like, she's hands down. This is her Instagram page, and this is why I'm excited to do the workshop with her. She has 53,000 followers, but this is, I'm telling you, she's on her way to 1 million easy. When I tell you, I've never seen a better marketer than her. Y'all talking about funny, informative, educational. I mean, she touches every aspect. You and your family got this down pat. Family, I want y'all to everybody see this. Make sure you follow the sister. I Am Surviving Vegan. She's putting it down big time with Billy Carson in January for this conference. Yeah, she said it's the pregnant goddess glow. They say you got the pregnant goddess glow. That's what's up. That's what's up. Family, yeah.
2 weeks left till I had a baby.
Oh, 2 weeks? Oh man, you right there. You at the finish line.
At the finish line.
Wow, amazing. All right, family, let me play one quick video. This one got me. Let me play this because we're talking about food addictions today. This one got me, Orisha. Can you hear this?
Good for you. We know white bread, potato bread, Hawaiian rolls, all of that just destroys your digestive system and your lymphatic system. But why do you keep eating? Well, bready cravings usually means that you have issues with unresolved love, okay? Unresolved issues with love, or you have poor ways of setting boundaries. So you're getting stressed out, and eating the chewy foods actually alleviates the stress. So that's why you're craving the bready foods. You got to get to the self and heal the emotional trauma. Why do you keep eating
that was
bread?
let me stop that right now.
We know
all right,
so bread, potato bread, Hawaiian rolls, all of that just destroys your.
Yeah, I mean, so that one hit me particularly hard because I eat a lot. Well, I cut down a lot, but I used to have a big bread addiction, like eat a lot of bread. And we often hear about health, and a lot of times we just think about changing our diet, but I've heard Dr. Laila Africa, I've heard KT the Archly, I've heard a lot of people say that before, and it's something that a lot of us don't know as far as what we're going through emotionally highly impacts the food that we eat. So, we're trying to change our diet, but we should be trying to change our emotional state of mind, I guess. So Talk to me. Let's start out by talking, since we're talking about food addictions today, talk to me a little about that, our emotional well-being and our diet.
Absolutely. The first thing I like to say, and Dr. Laila Africa is definitely one of my teachers. Big up to the ancestor. One of our things we don't realize, like you said, we just focus on the physical aspect of it, not realizing that we are holistic beings. You can't just focus on the physical without focusing on the mind and without focusing on the spirit as well. Because you are this divine, holistic being, you are mind, body, and spirit. So when we just focus on the physical, I'm just go to the gym, or I'm just going to, cut back on carbs or whatever it may be, you're not focusing on the mind and on the body. And that's why so many people say, I have the hardest time with consistency. I have the hardest time with discipline. They got meal preps lined up, but they don't eat nothing from the meal prep, right? They go in their fridge, they go get something out to eat in the street. And why is that happening? So when I started to actually do polls, I did polls on thousands and thousands of people. And I started to ask, what is your biggest issue? People said consistency and discipline. Okay. What are your biggest struggles? Okay. Mentally, people were saying, oh, I'm dealing with depression. I'm dealing with anxiety. I'm dealing with low self-esteem. Right. Okay. Well, what are your biggest struggles spiritually? I don't feel connected to myself. I don't love myself. Okay. That showed me that the correlation between how you feel about yourself directly influences what you eat. Okay. How you feel about yourself will show up in your diet, because people that wholeheartedly love themselves, they'll do a lot better. Granted, there are a lot of chemicals put into food. There's a lot of propaganda with commercials and things like that, which influence us. But ultimately, we still make that choice and that decision to make that food a part of our diet, make it a part of every cell in our body. So when I realized, wow, there's a link between how you feel emotionally and spiritually to what you put in your mouth, I can look at you and tell exactly what you're going through spiritually and emotionally, things that you're not talking about, things that you're suffering with, things that you are suppressing, repressing. So for example, like in that video, we want to talk about sweet cravings. All right. Sweet cravings have a lot to do with unresolved issues around love. Okay. Sweet cravings have a lot to do with issues with self-esteem and depression. Right. Bready cravings have a lot to do with emotional stress. So emotional stress from depression, emotional stress from anxiety, emotional stress from day-to-day activities. When you talk about crunchy cravings, right? Crunchy cravings show that you have a lot of anxiety. You're dealing with a lot of anxiety pressure in your spirit. Right. So when you crush on the potato chip, or when you crunch on the fried chicken or whatever it may be, you literally release stress and tension from your muscles. Right.
Yeah.
So now you start to eat these things. And yes, it tastes good. But when we become triggered in our day-to-day lives, where you get into an argument with your girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, your children not doing right, you don't feel loved, you don't feel welcomed at your job, you're getting into it with coworkers, best friends, all of this trauma that you experience in your day-to-day, it triggers you to go to something that will soothe you. Okay. And what is more soothing than food? Food has always been used to soothe. But here's the problem. We are having all of these positive events. Okay, so like a lot of people are going to be celebrating Friendsgiving. People celebrate birthdays, baby showers, pretty much any and everything we celebrate to bring people together. So we have these feelings of togetherness. We have these emotions of family and happiness and joy. But at these events, what are the foods that we're eating? We're not eating celery sticks and hummus. No, we got chips, we got hot dogs, we got hamburgers, we got sweets, we got the crunchy flavors, we got all of these different foods. Okay, and your brain is an image associating organ. So now you have associated all of those happy emotions that the event may generate. Your brain is now associating them with the unhealthy foods. So now when you are triggered in your day-to-day life, you go to the foods that essentially you associate with happiness in your mind. You know, even myself, like you said, when you were younger, you ate a lot of breads. I definitely dealt with depression. I think I said this last time. I dealt with depression. I dealt with suicidal thoughts to the point where I was actually in a psychiatric ward when I was about 21 years old, 22 years old. But learning the information that I know now and just really reviewing and polling and surveying so many people, when I look back on my childhood, I was depressed for a long time, because as early as I can remember, maybe around 7 or 8 years old, I used to go into the kitchen and ball up bread and eat bread. And I used to get in trouble for eating all the bread. A whole loaf of bread be gone in 3 days. And my mama like, you need to stop eating the bread. But because she didn't realize, okay, that I had an emotional problem going on from the divorce of my parents, witnessing domestic abuse, going through the court system. I was dealing with a lot of things that I didn't express. All right. So I was learning to self-soothe through food. When we went to the parties and things like that, I want 3 or 4 dinner rolls. Okay. I want to eat all the bready sweets, the cakes. Okay, the cupcakes, that's what I'm going towards first. And it may be like, oh, I just like it. I just love this junk food. It tastes so good. But if we can understand that there's also a deeper emotional connection that you have to the food, that is how you become more consistent. Because a lot of the people that's saying, I'm not consistent with my diet, I can't be consistent with health. Why can't we be consistent with things that ultimately lead us to a path of higher self, of righteousness, right? Because we can consistently get our hair done. She can consistently get them nails done. He can consistently get their hair cut, them locks twisted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Consistently go do this and go do that. You consistently wake up every morning and go to work, or wake up every morning and do whatever it is that you do. So you don't have a consistency and discipline problem, because it will be happening all across the board. No, you have an emotional traumatic issue that you're not
Mm.
worried, that you're not healing, and that you're not facing, or you're not speaking about, or it's probably not even aware that it's still affecting you today.
Mm. That, I guess that would explain why people with anxiety bite their nails, because
Mm.
it's
Yeah,
chewy,
that's
huh?
the reaction.
It's crunchy, huh?
Yeah.
So just like a potato chip, it's like a potato chip that you don't you know what I'm saying. Wow, that's interesting. That's very very interesting. How, let me ask you a personal question. How's everything going? Because a lot of people get scared when they're pregnant, and a lot of times the doctor scared them, friends scared them, family scared them. How are you doing in terms of your diet and having a pregnancy? Because a lot of people know the information, but when it's game time, they're scared because they don't want to risk messing up and being responsible for whatever. So how's everything been pregnancy wise with you and your diet?
Well, since it's my fifth baby, everybody kind of looks at me like a pro now, right? This is my
Okay.
fifth baby. This is the third one I'm having outside of the hospital without any doctors, and without an OB, just with a midwife and a doula. So I don't get too much backlash now. But when I
Mm-hmm.
first started with my first child, nobody in my family has ever done a water birth, like my immediate family, moms, aunties, grandmas. None of them have ever done anything outside of the hospital. So I did get a little like, well, what's gonna happen if this happened, and how you what don't the baby need milk, and doesn't the baby need his shots, and all these different things. So yeah, I had that in the beginning, but what really got me was the OBs and the pediatricians, right?
Mm.
The OB that I had that delivered my first two children, I decided with my third child to go more natural. I became vegan right before I got pregnant with my third child. I became vegan, and he definitely had some concerns. He totally said that this wasn't right. They said that this would be child neglect, child endangerment. They told me that I at least needed to eat fish. They brought me into like this little office and tried to sit me down and talk to me. But I was like, no. And this is not what I want to do. Right,
Mm.
because as I told you, I went vegan not just for health benefits. It wasn't just for the environment and nature, and while those are great byproducts of me making this decision, it was about getting back to self and following how my ancestors ate. Right, not saying that they
Mm.
were vegan, but they ate a lot more fruits and vegetables than me. Okay, even people that were high priests and priestess and spiritual leaders, they went through periods of fasting, and they did all of these different things, and I wanted to achieve what they were able to achieve. So this was a spiritual journey for me. So when a person in a white coat that don't look like me trying to bring me in the office
Why
and
do you keep eating the bread,
intimidate.
although you know it's not good for you? We
Wait,
know
wait,
white
hold
bread,
on. I don't.
potato
I'm
bread,
sorry.
Hawaiian roll.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
No, no.
sorry.
So yeah, when I have these people that don't look like me in white coats bringing me into a room by myself with three or four other doctors, it is intimidating. They're
Yeah.
telling you your baby's not going to be healthy. They're telling you,
Yeah, that's what they tell you. Yeah, that's what they tell you.
yeah,
Yeah.
you need to eat fish, or this is your baby may have this type of malnutrition issues, or your baby may come out severely altered and mentally, spiritually, everything. Right? I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at them, and I can definitely see why people fold, because they put the pressure on you,
Yeah, they,
right?
yeah.
But I stood firm and I said, understand that they are a business, all right, and I don't have to give my business to any business that doesn't align with me. I
Mm.
politely just declined. I said, I totally understand, but I do know that there are other methods having a birth other than, hospital births, other than going to traditional OBGYNs as well. So I walked away from that office. All right.
Mm.
But then my pediatrician that I had been going to for my first two children, when I told him that we were vegan and that I was going to be having a vegan pregnancy, they were totally upset. They actually told me that they were no longer going to be able to see me. They said that this was neglecting my child. But see, when they start talking crazy like that, you got to start leaving, because then that's when they want to call the police on you. Then that's when they want to call Child Protective Service. So as soon as he started talking that rhetoric, I said, okay, thank you. I didn't go any further. When they started saying there's neglect for my child and the other children, and when they started saying those things, I said, okay, thank you. Give me some time to go home and think about it. I'm not going to stand there and argue with them, okay? Because that gives them enough time to call the police and call whoever they need to call, right? So I just said, I understand. I definitely understand. Thank you for sharing that with me. Give me some time to think about it. Well, when I got home a few weeks later, they actually sent me all of my, because I also refused to vaccinate. Once I refused to vaccinate, they totally told me that they could not service me anymore, and they released me as a client. So they released me because I didn't decide to vaccinate. They gave me all my children's hospital records and medical records on a CD form, a digital form, so that I can find another OB and another pediatrician. Eventually, I found a wellness center, a birthing center, and I found a pediatrician that was like more pro-choice. So I just had to shop around for what I was looking for. But yeah, they'll definitely try to push it on you, you know. Even when my pediatrician is out or out of town, they'll bring in a substitute sometimes. Sometimes they tell me my baby needs to eat beef. You know, at 9 months, they was trying to tell me my baby need to eat beef and eat eggs and all these things. I'm like, really, at 9 months? My baby barely has teeth, and you want me to give him some ground up beef. All right. So I just really stand firm in what I believe. I don't argue with them. I don't try to come and be arrogant. I listen to what they have to say, and I'm like, okay, thank you for the information. I'll make a decision.
You know, I think that's something that I don't know if you could teach that. Teach how not to fold under pressure, because a lot of people I know the information, but they fold under pressure, and that's an aspect that we don't talk about a lot in the health community, because we're just strictly thinking about the food aspect. But the folding under pressure, whether it's the doctors, whether it's your family, whether it's your mate, that's a serious issue in every community. You know, so yeah, that's such an important topic. What I want to ask you though, Orisha, next is, how important is you touched on this, why you went vegan, the why. For me, I'm not vegan. I'm like, you know, I'm almost there, but I'm not vegan. I'm not vegan. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't, you know, I don't know if I ever be 100% vegan or not. I should, you know, but I'm almost there. I'm like right here. But my question is, well, my comment and then my question is, my why I chose to improve my diet drastically. Everybody's why is different. My why was why I decided to do it was learning spirituality and understanding that there's a civilization, like they always say, the ancestors live within you. Your ancestors is in your blood, and understanding that, you know, I have a whole civilization within me, and I wanted to be more responsible for the entities and the civilization that lives within me. The same way I live on Earth, and I want God to take care of this planet. I don't want this planet to be ruined and it to storm and too much water or too much that or too much that. I want to experience sunlight, right? So the food we eat is light for our cells. So if I want sunlight, why don't I give my cells light? You know what I'm saying? The same way I want light. So when I got that why, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be a responsible God. I'm gonna be a responsible boss. I'm gonna be a responsible person over my body and give them the same light that I want. I want the light. I'm gonna give them the light. So that was my why. And after that, I found out my why. That's when my diet drastically changed. Like overnight, like I was just like, nope, no more bread. Nope, no more this. Nope, no more that. Water. You know what I'm saying. I'm the rest of my digestive system. So saying that to say, talk to me about how important the why is for us to when we're transitioning to vegan or whatever. Because I'm not going back. After I found out my why, I ain't going back ever. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's what keeps you moving forward.
Yeah.
Now, if your why is somebody else's why, like you say, your spouse say we need to go vegan because
of it, yeah.
That's not your why. So you
I get it,
need to come to your own realization of what does this mean for you. So like I said, for me, it was more of a spiritual journey. I wanted to manifest at the highest capability for my being. My ancestors said they were able to build pyramids. They were doing all these different things, astral projection. They were doing all these things, right? And we have to understand the chicken and the beef and the fish that we're eating today is nothing like the chicken and the beef and the fish they were eating 100 years ago. All right, you know that they're doing a lot of cloning. You know that they're using, especially with the cows, they're using a lot of synthetic hormones, which is drastically affecting our girls, our babies, our women. Where about 80 to 70 to 80% of people that drink high estrogen cow milk from today will develop some type of cyst, some type of fibroids. So knowing these things, I'm like, with 1 + 1 = 2, this is not working out for us. Okay. And you know, they like to say that the community, melanated community, is twice as likely to die of this, twice as likely to develop high blood pressure, diabetes, and things like that. But what they're not saying is because of your melanin, you are binding to the chemicals in the food twice as much as anybody else. So they leave out that piece of magic. All right. But if you are to eat fruits and vegetables, you're going to bind, as my brother said, the light of the vegetable, to the light of the fruit, okay, to the nutrients, all right, to all of the electrolytes, everything that's in the fruit is going to charge you up twice as more than it is anybody else. So when we talk about our community and why there's a liquor store in our community, why there is only a health food store within the next 500 miles or 200 miles or 100 miles, 50 miles, 20 miles, instead of one on every corner, but we got a liquor store, we got a gas station, right? We got all the things that we don't need. We got Popeyes, we got church, we got all the things that's going to be detrimental to ourselves, but the things that it takes for melanin to thrive, okay, it's far away from us. That is not a coincidence that every hood or every ghetto, whatever you want to call it, is set up that way. Yeah, people may not be interested in it, but also if your interest does become into these things, you are really going to return to your God self. And that's what happened. And when I saw, you know, just 1 week being without junk food, because that's how I started. I started 1 week. I took out all junk food. I took out all fast food. And just 1 week of not doing that, when I saw how more mentally sharp I became, when I saw how more attached I became to myself, I was like, let me keep going and see how this goes. Then I started to remove cow from my diet. I started to remove the pig from my diet. I started to remove the chicken from my diet. And the very last thing was the fish. So when I removed everything from my diet, when I'm telling you my rate of manifestation tripled, quadrupled. And then when I added detox into that, it was lightning speed. And I said, oh my gosh, this is why it is so important for our people to not only get this information, but realize the deception in the system as a whole, within the food system, within the medical system, to keep you at a low vibrational state on a cellular level. Okay? Because if you're on a low vibrational state on a cellular level, yes, you're going to be more prone to violence. Okay? Most people are dehydrated. There's grown people that walk around and say, I don't drink water because it don't taste like nothing. What are you talking about? You're made up mostly of water. So if you're dehydrated, you're more prone to violence. Okay, if you're eating things, the oodles and noodles, the cup noodles, all the Debbie cakes, all of these things make you more prone to violence because they are nutritionally void. They are void of nutrients. So what starts to happen is your body starts to work out of a deficit, right? You start to become what they say malnutrition. Okay, or you start to deplete minerals, and that ultimately turns into sickness. So yes, it may be brain fog today, but it may be dementia in the next 40 years. Right. So if we understand that the body is always trying to speak to us through symptoms, whether it's irritation, whether it's constipation, whether it's bloating, gas, gastrointestinal problems, edema, dementia, lupus, cancer, all of these are just symptoms of something happening within the body. So if we can understand and read the symptoms, we'll be able to resolve it a lot easier. And a lot of people are always asking me, well, what herb I need to take, what food I need to eat. It's not about the herb. It's not about the food per se. It's about understanding the minerals that the body needs and then supplying the body with those minerals through food, through herbs. So if you can focus on number one, what symptoms do I have? Okay, so if you say I have hypothyroidism, okay, which mineral deficiencies cause hypothyroidism? Okay, now which foods are rich in the minerals that I am deficient in, which is causing hypothyroidism? All right, so then you'll build a meal plan with those foods. Then you'll add supplements, then you'll add herbs and tinctures, of course, okay, to start to replenish the body, because the herbs in the food doesn't save you or cure you, okay? The herbs in the food give the body what it needs to supply itself with the nutrients to heal itself. Just like you get a cut and you fall
Mm-hmm.
down, the body heals itself.
Mm.
Right? But when we get into severe chronic problems like lupus and cancer and things like that, it takes a lot more for the body to restore itself versus you falling down outside and getting a scrape on your knee.
Indeed. You mentioned something about she's fire, isn't she, family? I know y'all loving this talk. I know y'all loving this talk. I know y'all loving this. This is such a beautiful conversation that we're having. You mentioned how your manifestation increased when your diet changed, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to remind the people that you will be speaking at the I just put the link in the chat, the Manifest Destiny workshop, and I'm gonna put this on the screen in January. And I want you to let the people know I'm excited to be. I'm actually a part of this. And Billy Carson actually told me about you. And like I said, once I seen your first video, I'm like, yo, this is the truth. So tell the people what can we expect at the Manifest Destiny 2022 virtual retreat. I know we're doing. We last time we talked, we said we're gonna do a detox right before, but in actual, and that's dope. So whoever signs up, let me put the link. Matter of fact, for y'all once again, let me put the link. We're actually gonna be doing a detox. So all the sisters, if you're a black woman, I need all the sisters to join this. I swear, yo, you was the first, my girl. When my girl heard you, she's like, yo. Oh no, she got a cookbook, she got this, does she have that? Yo, my girl was like, I need all the sisters' information. So you grab my attention, you grab my girl's attention. I'm like, she's on to something big as far as what you're doing on Instagram and your marketing. So I need to know, peace to King Simon in the chat, peace, my brother. I need to know what will you be talking about? Because I'm looking forward to this virtual retreat. What will you be talking about on the Manifest Destiny 2022 virtual retreat?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm definitely going to be teaching my formula that I came up with, which is Discover, Release, Manifest. Before we can even start talking about
Discover, Release, Manifest.
Discover, Release, Manifest. Yes.
Okay.
Discover, Release, Manifest. Before we can even start talking about food, we need to address the emotional trauma that you are not addressing in your home, just within yourself first, within your own mind, within your own spirit, within your own body. A lot of women, men as well, walk around pretending to be somebody that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they don't understand how all of that trauma that they're harboring is directly influencing their diet. Next time you go, like I said, a lot of people are going to be doing Friendsgiving this weekend or next weekend or whatever. Mm-hmm. Pay attention to the food that they have on their plate. Pay attention to the person that got all the bread on their plate. They're dealing with self-esteem issues, self-love issues. Pay attention to the person that have all the meat, salty meat on their plate. They got the ham, they got the chicken, they got the ribs, they got all this meat on their plate. They're dealing with issues of anger. Okay, pay attention to the person that got all the pies. They brought all the pies. Every single pie on their plate. I got
don't come for the pies. Oh man!
All the cakes, they got all the pies on their plate, right? They're dealing with issues of self-love. Okay, the person that loved the ice cream, they're dealing with issues of nurturing. So before I can tell you or take away something from your diet, because that's how you're gonna view it. You're taking away my chicken, you're taking away my fish. But if you've been looking at your family and seeing people continuously having fibroids, continuously dying of preventable diseases, continuously dying of cancer, we have just accepted it as a norm, but it's not normal. Okay, it's not normal for your diet to cause your demise, right? And if we can look at that happening, just like a woman can look at her man keep on cheating and staying, right? We can look at that happening and we keep doing it. That is kind of insane, right? So before we can even just talk about don't eat this, don't eat that, people gonna be like, well, it's there to eat. You don't even realize that there's thousands of plants for you to choose from, right? There's thousands of herbs, thousands of spices that you can choose from to get yourself the nutrients that you need, and it can taste good. So discovering the first part of the formula is all about what issues am I dealing with? You got to go back to childhood, sexual abuse, molestation, right? Verbal abuse. Feeling like you're unheard, not being nurtured. Half of us was not even breastfed from a child. So we already started off not being nurtured. Even in the womb, your mama and daddy was fighting all the time, right? You feel those emotions. They affect you each trimester. So you always had this emotional trauma that you've been carrying even before you knew who you were. So we got to address these things. Being born in the hospital, being born using anesthesia and being born using forceps, that causes a mental and spiritual shift within you. So we don't even realize how deep the trauma actually goes. When people think about trauma, they just think about, oh, getting into a car accident or breaking your arm. That's just one part of it, right? But every situation that you go through, especially as a child, you're learning about yourself. All right. So a lot of the ideas that you currently have about yourself, right, started in childhood. That's why you stand around people that don't truly love you. That's why you allowing people to walk all over you, be a doormat. That's why you're not speaking up for yourself. That's why you stand in situations at your job longer than you should. That's why you're not going after your dreams. That's not living up to your highest potential, right? Because you are carrying things in your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, and your root chakra, right? You're carrying all of these things in your prostate, for the kings out there. You're carrying these emotions into all of these relationships, whether it's your job relationship, your romantic relationship, your friendships. You're carrying all of this into the relationship, and then you're also projecting them, and they're being projected back to you. All right, because like is going to attract like, right? So if you are dealing with all these things, the very least you want is to at least have your burger. You want to at least have your chicken strips. You want to at least enjoy your rib sandwich and your ice cream and all these things. So when somebody starts to tell you that they're going to take this away, or you can't eat these things that you know causes sickness, right? That we all can agree on causes sickness. Once somebody try to take it away from you, you fighting at the picnic. You fighting at the family barbecue. You in Popeye's line ramming into somebody's truck. Right? You fighting over food. Okay. You mad at such and such for doing this and eating your cupcake and eating your last slice of this. Why are we getting mad over sickness? Why does sickness and cancer taste good to us? Right? Why does sickness and cancer, why does it taste good to us? So we got to realize, what is it that we need to discover so that we can release it? That is when we start to remove things from our diet. When you get to the second part of the formula, after you have assessed and after you have discovered what emotional trauma you're carrying, now it's go through a release phase. Release emotionally and spiritually first, and then the food follows. Okay. And once we have gone through a cleansing process, and I'm not saying everything will be released in one cycle. It's a lifestyle that you adopt, that you're constantly assessing yourself. When I'm constantly triggered by things, I'm not lashing out at the person or saying this person is bad or this person is this. I agreed to be in a relationship with this person. I agreed to talk to this person. I agreed to share energy with this person. So what is it that I'm supposed to learn? How can I assess myself to see what type of trauma bonding I'm actually doing in this relationship? All right, now that I've assessed it, now it's time to release it. Then I increase my ability to manifest, because I am removing things from myself mentally, spiritually, and physically. So skewed thoughts that I have about myself, okay, spiritually and emotionally. Then I remove food from my diet that keeps me at a low vibration, okay, while I increase the foods that actually put me where I want to be. And this is how I manifest everything I want. That's how I went from psychiatric ward to making 7 figures a year. That's how yes.
Talk about it. That's powerful. Hold up. Y'all heard that? Psychiatric ward to making 7 figures. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful, sis. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And, that's how I went from being depressed and being in the club every weekend. It's not wrong with that, but I was doing it because I was depressed. I was drinking because I was depressed, right? I was popping ecstasy pills because I was depressed, right? So I went from that to now having a refrigerator full of healthy foods, right? Learning herbs, learning how to use things to manipulate my environment. So that's what we're going to be talking about. How do we harness our ability to heal so we can manipulate our plans for the future to work in our favor and command success in our life?
Family, if y'all don't sign up to this workshop, I just put the link in the chat. Wow, that was powerful. That was I feel like this is what I feel like. I feel like a speaker, a healer, not only has to intellectually connect with the people, but also emotionally connect with the people. I feel as though that's a missing component from healing that a lot of the healers don't have. I feel like Dr. Sebi had an emotional connection to healing, but a lot of the healers are so intellectual that they don't focus on the emotional aspect because it's not intellectual enough for them. But I feel like you touch on both. So I just feel like, this workshop, I'm so happy. Like, I know I get happy because I know when my girl's happy about something, then my whole household is happy. And that makes, they say happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm saying? So it's just dope, man. I swear, like hearing you talk is so inspiring. That's why I bring up Dr. Sabi, Dr. Laila Africa, the electricity, and this is a word I brought up the first time you was on the show, Billy Carson. The electricity, when you hear her talk, will get you through. Like, imagine, you know what it was, you know what it is? When I'm going through something hard in life, the person that inspires me, I imagine their voice, and sometimes that gets me through the thing. So it could be my mother, or let's say I'm playing basketball. It could be me reminiscing of Kobe Bryant, but the electricity of that person, it gets trapped in my brain. And then when I'm going through that thing, I go through that again, and it gets me through it. So there's so many different, you know what I'm saying? So this shit is wild deep. And it's like what you're doing, your family, I swear, this sister got it, y'all. I swear this got it. And that's why I'm proud. I get involved in workshops that I'm proud of. And I advise all of y'all to sign up for this workshop, this virtual workshop. We're going to be doing a 3-day detox before the workshop. And the way she do her detox and the way I'm seeing it on Instagram, listen, you ain't never going to experience a workshop like how she do a workshop, family. So I advise everybody to sign up. Yeah, good.
A lot of people, they're not going to get it at first. Your family, your friends, whoever laugh at you. Because when I was getting my car repossessed, when I was standing in the back of a house on the air mattress on the floor with 2 babies and 1 newborn, nobody got it. But I stayed consistent. I said, no, I'm a detox to manifest. I'm going to detox my body. I'm going to sit out here in meditation. I'm going to release these. I want to face all of the abandonment.
That's right.
Have all the fear, all of the low self-esteem. It looked real suspicious in the beginning. Nobody ain't believe me. They was like, you need to do this. You need to do that. I said, no, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to follow giving myself things that I need to ascend in all aspects of my life. And you're not on that journey with me, I love you, but this is what I got to do for myself. And look, just 5 years later, everybody's looking at me like, what did you do?
Just 5 years, right?
Just 5 years.
Yeah.
Just 5 years. How did you go from getting your car repossessed, chasing your 2003 Nissan Altima down the street, to now you can pay for whole RVs cash, right?
Yes.
I could pull out a $90,000 check and pay for cash. Everybody laughing.
Ooh, you talking shit. Go ahead. Okay.
It's not, just because I want to do it just because. It is because I have a specific place and I'm trying to lead my family and my children. Right? We talk about generational wealth, but we got to do the generational work. Right? And it's not just about getting life insurance policies and all that, because you can get all of that and they still waste it. But I'm teaching my children how to release the traumas that even I still pass on to them. Well, my children understand releasing. They understand meditation. They understand manifestation. They understand the link between drinking my greens and getting green in my bank account. They totally see that. Right? They understand between releasing ideas about myself that has been conditioned to me through society to really rising and ascending to my true self. They understand that their life has purpose. They understand that they were born with a specific mission, and I'm just here to help them unravel what that mission is and be able to fulfill it in a holistic way. All right, so they're gonna laugh in the beginning, family. They're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna say you eating this or you eating leaves and you doing all these things, but stay dedicated to yourself. Stay committed to self, not even just committed to plant-based or veganism. I'm committed to myself. Always being the better version of myself.
Yes. Yeah. Jody Bell said generational work. That was powerful what you said. We talk about generational wealth, but we got to put in the generational work. That is powerful. You know what I want to ask you, because I know we don't have a lot of time tonight, and I want to get to a couple of questions in the chat. Before I get to the question, by the way, family, make sure y'all hit that. If y'all appreciate what's going on tonight, make sure you hit up the Cash App, family, $ Black Magic 363. If you appreciate this information, this knowledge that's being spread, make sure you support the platforms that are providing it. Cash App, $ Black Magic 363. All right. With that being said, what do you think about this? Is something I hear a lot, because you talked earlier. Let me just get this. You talked earlier about people who eat meat being violent. Now, I've heard a lot of females say, I remember a brother came to my table one time. I used to vend in New York City. This is probably 10 years ago, and a brother street vend on the street. So I meet a lot of people. It was very fun, hard and fun at the same time. And a brother said, a Hispanic brother said that when he turned vegan, he got soft. And he was in a movie one time, and he just started crying. And he was like, "Yo," I just was turning soft." And I've heard sisters say, "These vegan niggas is soft. I need a nigga that eat meat. We live in America. This is the concrete jungle. What the fuck you gonna do with a vegan in the concrete jungle? You need a nigga that eat meat, that know how to, you know when you in jail, you can't. They feel like you can't be. You need a, you know." You know what I'm saying? So this is like the chill. Talk to me about people who feel like being vegan, the males turn soft or turn gay or turn whatever, or they just is just a supercharge on estrogen for the males. And in this world, in this society, that's a no-go. Talk to me about that concept.
Well, the fact that people have masculinity tied to meat eating is absolutely absurd. If anything, that's where they're sneaking in all of the estrogen into your food, right? All of the phytoestrogen and all of the synthetic estrogen to your food, causing men to grow man boobs and all these different things. So I definitely disagree with that. But there are, even if you want to research it on your own, you could go on Google Scholar and look up the links between the connection between eating meat and aggression in an individual person, and also dehydration. So what a lot of people don't realize is when they start to balance their diet, they're getting all the protein, carbs, and fat, and especially hydrating properly, they can easily go from feminine to masculine, and not feminine in the terms of being gay or being soft or nothing like that, but you're more in tune with your duality. So yes, you're going to feel more. You raise your vibrational frequency. You can feel things before they happen. So whatever that brother was watching in the movies, it really helped him to tap into relaxed essence, right? It helped him to tap in to his feminine essence, or his, as we say, alkaline essence, right? Acid and alkaline. Everybody talks about that. I'm going alkaline diet, and I don't want to eat nothing with acid. Alkaline and acid is just a classification of energy. Acid means action. Alkaline means rest. Okay. So if you're always in an angry state, that means that you're more acidic, right? But if you have a balance of alkalinity, you should be more in a rest state. So you're supposed to be able to freely move between acid and alkalinity. So one thing that becoming plant-based does is helps you to balance the acid and alkalinity in the body. So you will have more of relaxed and rest tendencies. But I wouldn't say like female tendencies or anything like that. My husband been vegan. His masculinity ain't going nowhere.
You like, nah, that ain't true. You like, nah, my husband good. You know, one thing I've heard vegans say is that I forget who. It might have been, forget the sister's name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I forget her name. But I've heard people say that, because you know, there's a big debate on water and alkaline water, and like, I got this water right now. A lot of people don't like this water. A lot of people there's like a water wars that's going on. Like which water is the best? This water, that water. I hate that water. You're not conscious. You're not woke. You drink that water. I've heard people say that the best water to get is actually water from the plants. So if you juice a cucumber, that water is better than the water that you get in here. Or if you juice whatever fruit you juice, that's because the fruits are like 90 or 80%. A watermelon's like 80% water, so it's better to get the water from the plants. What do you think about that? Is it better to get water from plants than to actually buy these bottled waters? What you think about that, sis?
Like my children, they don't like to drink whole cups of water. So to make sure that they get their water quantity for the day, they only eat fruits in the morning time and fruits at nighttime. So I definitely agree that fruits are great for hydration, even if your child starts running a fever and stuff like that. Now, granted, they've been vegan their whole life, so they're able to consume the nutrients from the food a lot faster. However, that's what I use. If anything was to happen, they get a sniffle, they get a cold, they get anything, we go straight to fruits. I'm going straight to berries, straight to
Okay.
fruits with high melanin content and high water content. So like you were saying, the seeded watermelon, the blueberries, the strawberries, all of these things are high in water and they're great for rehydration, as well as the coconut water as well. Coconut water is great for people that play sports. I know you said you play basketball. That's better rehydration than getting like a Powerade or a Gatorade or whatever else people drink. The sugar from the coconut water is actually better. There is a big water war, but don't, for real, it is a big one because these companies be playing you. For real, they have you thinking you're drinking good water and you are not. You truly are not. I have had so many brands. I have gone through so many brands. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Just finding out different things and testing them myself. They have high fluoride content. The alkaline water is made alkaline through chemicals and all these different processes, which actually make them dangerous to drink. And it's that's one I'm battling too. So I agree with
Yeah.
people on that. The
I,
water
I,
is
w-
the war.
I always ask everybody, so what's your favorite water now? Like, just, just curious. Like, what's your favorite? Because it keeps changing for all of us, bro. Like right
Yes,
now.
I've gone through the just water phase. I've gone through the glass sparkly water phase. I've gone through the Evian phase. Right now, I am sticking more
M-
with
m-
Evian right now, but I'm
mm,
definitely looking into just getting my own water pump and pumping it from somebody well and filtering it myself. That's really what I'm looking towards. I have some people
yeah.
down south that have a well, so we looking into that right now because I'm really fed up with thinking I'm drinking a good water, and then when I go look at the statistics, or I have a friend that tests water, they come back telling me this water got this in it, they got that in it, and it's over. Right now, I don't have no favorites. I really don't. I'm
Mm.
trying to figure out something where I
Hey,
can provide my own water.
that's such an honest answer, and I really appreciate that answer.
Hmm.
I really, I really appreciate that answer.
I'm
Let's
struggling
get
right with y'all.
Yeah, we all trying to figure out this water thing. We all trying to figure out this water thing. Family, the sister gotta go soon. I want to get to a couple of questions. So even if you posted a question before, I don't see it now. So post your question now. Let me ask the sister a question. In the meantime, family, hold up. Make sure y'all sign up. Hold up.
I see somebody
To
said
the
the spring mountain glass water at Whole Foods. Listen, I found out about Whole Foods be with the fluoridated water too. So yeah, definitely just research
wow.
it.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, quick question, because I can talk to you all day, but quick question. What do you think about the black water? The black water.
I never I never tried it.
Okay, okay, all
Never
right.
tried
I'm,
it.
I'm
I'm gonna have
always
to look
curious
into
about it
that though.
because they
Somebody
say that
somebody asked me about that too.
that's supposed to have the fulvic acid in it, I think, and a big problem is the soil. The soil, regardless of how they grow the fruit, whether it's organic or not, they say that a big problem is the soil. That and I know I'm not saying it right, but the soil has to be a certain way, and because corporations want you to have a turnaround so fast, they're doing things that they normally shouldn't do with the soil to speed it up, and that's what's causing the food, the water, everything else to not be the same like it was back in the day. So I don't know, but we'll look
They
into
they
that.
they're doing a lot. But
Yeah.
I was already, I said, coming into the new year, I was about to go on a whole water journey. So hopefully I have more answers by January.
Let's start with this question. We got about 15 more minutes. What is the sign of brown nails?
It depends. If the whole nail is brown, it depends on which nail it is. But like a lot of people have the brown stripes on their nails. The brown stripes usually means that there's possible parasites or worms in the colon.
Parasites. Wow, Nicole, that's not a good sign.
Mhm.
Okay. What the best way to get the necessary iron when eating plant-based foods?
Mhm. Yeah, so if they're talking about the non-heme iron, they usually that's usually the biggest things. I usually get mine in supplement form because even before I went vegan, I always had issues with iron, low iron, things like that. So I definitely get mine through supplement form. I personally buy iron from my good sis, High Frequency Tea. My good sis Nikwa, she sources her things from Jamaica, a lot of her herbs from Jamaica, which she has a close relationship with different farms. So I highly recommend that one. That one has been doing me well. That's the one I've been taking my whole pregnancy. Also, comfrey. Comfrey herb is really, really good for iron. So that's what I've been using. But I personally do have to supplement mine. But a lot of people don't realize that they need to take You can't just take iron by itself, right? You need to take B12, you need to take vitamin C with the iron to increase the absorption of the iron. So even if you get it from a plant source where you're just getting it from food, it needs to be paired with something that's high in vitamin C as well and B12.
Okay, okay. Real quick before I go to the next question, I'm curious. So how many of y'all, if y'all didn't sign up for the workshop, how many of y'all are gonna join us for this workshop? I'm just curious to know, like, how many or are interested. Just curious. You can put a one, just so I know, like, who's in the room right now. Like I said, the sister's gonna be doing a 3-day detox leading up. The workshop is, as you can see on the screen, January 8th and 9th. We're going to be doing a 3-day detox leading up to the workshop. And we actually have a private group where we're going to be a community group on Unite 99, Billy Carson's app. And we're going to be communicating with each other on there. Okay, one, I see a lot of ones. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. A lot of ones. Shout out to the ones. I think I just lost a sister. Rowdy, Jody Bell. Jody, you've been on fire with your questions and comments I posted you. Shout out to you. Empress, shout out to Empress Ka, regular viewer. I recognize your name. All right. I see Fibonacci, Foxy Moon. Okay. Possible the Prince, Lady Hotep. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. I see a lot of people. T McDaniel. All right. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time with this one. Like I said, whether it's financial and the cryptocurrency or whether it's the health, I try to, with these workshops, I try to put together something that I know y'all gonna appreciate. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got the sister back on the line, and I'm gonna take two more questions before we get out of here, family. So let me get two more questions. I'm looking to see if I missed a question. I don't know if maybe would you know about this? What herbs heals a smoker's lungs? A smoker's lung?
Well, I mean, people really, what I realized as well, going through helping remedy certain issues, is not like take this herb right here, take this herb right there. It is really understanding how much is damaged. So is it damaged to on the cellular level? Okay, is it just damage on the tissue level? Cells make up tissues as well. Did you experience cellular death? But everybody can get their hands on licorice root. Licorice root is really, really good, especially with COVID going on. You got to stay with some licorice root in your house because it protects the lungs, the respiratory tract, and it helps to repair the lungs as well. Everybody's familiar with mullein leaf. Those are like my top two favorite for restoring the lungs.
Mm. What do you think about people who could basically eat anything and they appear to be healthy and they're strong and they're vibrant and they're energetic, way more energetic than a vegetarian? Or what would you say about that? Like, does that
Right. So I do
contradict? Does
want
that contradict the whole vegan theory?
Well, one thing for sure, and I just like to be honest, you can be sick on any diet. So you can have sick vegans, sick alkaline
Right.
vegans, sick raw vegans. You can have sick meat eaters. You can be sick on any diet. The point is mineral deficiencies is what leads to sickness. And because people that usually eat meat, they don't have a variety of fruits, fresh fruits and vegetables in their diet. They don't drink water often. They're not keeping up with their mineral consumption. They're more prone to being ill due to mineral deficiencies because number one, a lot of the food is cloned food. A lot of the meats are grown with synthetic hormones and synthetic chemicals. People eating the packaged food is really what's making people sick as well. The foods that come in the package, whether it's plant-based, vegan, meat products, whatever it may be, a lot of the packaged foods has gone through processing. So processing literally can you see me?
Yeah, yeah. You cut off for a second. You see, you was
Yeah.
talking about processed foods, and then you cut
Yes.
off.
I said processed foods. Processed foods literally means it went through a process to remove minerals from it.
Ah, oh shit.
So that is what we're falling into. We're giving our babies processed foods, Lunchables and oodles and noodles and mac and cheese in the bowl with the instant macaroni and all these different things. That's what's leading to a lot of the health problems. So yes, I want to be clear that you can be sick on any diet. Definitely,
Mm.
sure, because you can lack nutrients on any diet.
Mm. Somebody asks, Empress Car asks, is halal meat better? For those who still eat meat, is the halal meat better than regular meat?
None of the meat is good these days, sis. If I'm
What
just
about, what about
being,
grass fed? Halal ain't good. What about grass fed?
yeah.
Don't say nothing bad about that because I be going to Whole Foods
Grass.
sometimes.
You guys make grass. I mean, you know, they say it's for protein, but I got protein in me too. So you gonna eat me? I
I
got
was just
protein.
eating some walnuts today, and I looked at the thing and it said 5 grams of protein. And I'm like, walnuts got protein in them? Walnuts?
Mostly everything has protein.
Ooh, I got it.
The
Yeah,
thing about plant-based foods is you have a lot of what we call complete nutrients. So they contain protein, carbs, and fat,
right.
right? Fiber. So they're complete nutrients. So they're going to give you everything that you need in one meal. But it's a lot of us eating the packaged foods. It's a lot of us eating the foods that have no nutritional content, like vinegar. People taking the apple cider vinegar. People eating vinegar, eating a lot of foods that just have no nutritional content.
Last question, y'all. I'm taking. Then we're gonna get out of here. What does it mean if you have a bag? So a lot of people have bags on their eyes. This person, Lindland, is asking about a bag under the right, but talk about bags under your eye.
Bags under the eyes usually mean overeating, like swollen bags under the eyes. I don't know what type of bag. I don't see the bag. I don't know what it looks like. Because some people think it's bags under the eyes, but it's really dehydration. So it causes that line right there under the eye, and it looks like a bag. So there's that. So it'll be dehydration of the kidneys. So I don't know what the bag looked like. I have to see it. But if it's one of those puffy bags where it's like raised up from the face, then that's usually due from overeating.
All right, bags under the eyes that can be overeating, dehydration. Hey, listen, like I said, the thing about this workshop, I want to share this one more time before we get out of here, family. Like a lot of the workshops I do, are educational. Like I got this cryptocurrency workshop coming up, extremely educational. I made a ton of money with cryptocurrency, so I'm excited about that. This one is going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I know when it gets to your part and you do what you do in the detox and all that, it's going to be fun, family. So it's going to be a real good time. And I think having a good time is the best way to learn. And it's the best way to instill the neuro linguistic hardware that we need in our brain for it to stay there. When you have fun doing something, it sticks for some reason. When you have a bad time doing something, you're like, oh no, you're like, oh no, that. So, but this, we're gonna have a good time with this one. So, family, once again, before we get out of here, make sure you sign up if you can, or if you're interested. Don't forget about the retreat. It's gonna be absolutely amazing.
Yes, I can't.
You got what you said?
I can't wait for it.
Yeah. I can't. I'm very excited. You know what's funny, and I'm gonna say this before we get out of here. The interesting thing about my diet is that, and I don't know if I like that word diet because it got die in front of it. I don't even
Right?
know if I like that word. But anyway, the interesting thing about my diet is that
Lifestyle.
my health lifestyle, my health lifestyle is that I did not do a fast this year.
Mm.
In the previous years, I did like a 3 day, 7 day. I did fast throughout the years, but I didn't do it. But my lifestyle was just totally different. My lifestyle was better, but I didn't do a fast. And I'm seeing more results. So in my mind, I said it's all about lifestyle because a lot of us we do the 3 day fast or the 7 day fast, and then a month from there, 2 months from there, we go back to our regular way of living. But this year, I decided that this was going to be a lifestyle, my regular way of living, and I'm seeing much better results. So just saying that to say, it definitely is about a lifestyle. It definitely is about longevity and not just about a quick fix. And I just want to say that I want you to leave us if you want to comment on that, but also leave us with your contact information before we get out of here. But I definitely appreciate you,
Of
my
course.
sister, for coming on here. It's been
Anytime.
magnificent. Your energy is electric. But go ahead, sis. I'm gonna let you close it out.
Yes, anytime you need me, brother, I am here. Whatever you need me to talk to the people about, don't hesitate to send me a text, and I will be right there when you need me. But you can follow me on Instagram. I am survivingvegan.com. If you want to get your free 3 day detox, you can also text me 954-758-5223. That can get you started. Even if you want to start before we start the workshop in January. You can start with that just by sending me a text. Again, my number is 954 758-5223. And definitely follow me on Instagram at I Am Surviving Vegan. And you can check us out on YouTube, TikTok. Everything is Surviving Vegan.
And we're gonna have a good time at the Manifest Destiny 2022 virtual retreat. Somebody asked, and this is for me, when will we receive the first link? Me and by tomorrow. That's retained. This virtual retreat is so big, we're encompassing so many different things, but I believe you're referring to the stock option class that me and Billy did that I told you I would send everybody who signed up. Give me till tomorrow. Everybody who signed up for this, I didn't send any out yet. If you did the cryptocurrency workshop, you should have gotten it. But for this one, I didn't send it out yet. But by tomorrow, everybody who signed up for the Manifest Destiny 2022 virtual retreat should receive the workshop me and Billy did a couple of months ago. Y'all should receive that by tomorrow. So just be patient with that. But besides that, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. Not a good time, a great time. Let me just share this link one more time because this is I have fun with shit like this. So I just it's not work for me to be on. This is like having a good time. So I'm excited. Yeah, hey, Orisha Oshun, thank you once again. I guess in about a week and a half you'll be back on with another exciting topic.
Yes,
and
if I'm not in labor.
Oh man, oh shit! Oh my god, yo, I might not, yo, you might not even be able to make it
in 2 weeks.
Yo, you might not be able to make it in 2 weeks. I mean,
if I have to do it from my bed for you, brother Rich, I'll do it from my bed.
That would be powerful. But I don't want to listen. Yo, just bless you and what you're doing. Like I said, let me say this before we leave, sister. It's not just about the intellectual information. It's about having a heart to stand up for what you believe in when the situation presents itself. And that may be even greater than the intellectual information. And what we are seeing right now with this sister, the C word, the COVID, and everything that's going on, we are seeing somebody who's standing up for what they believe in and doing what they say they're going to do in the midst of chaos. And nothing could be way more powerful than that. And for that, I salute you, and I ask all my ancestors to salute you for that, because that's powerful. I remember when me and my queen went through that, and I remember what that means. And that means way more than the intellectual information. That's everything. Being able to stand up for what you believe in. That's everything. Where you got to be strong. You got to have a heart of courage for that. And a lot of us don't have that. So, sister, thank you for just providing us with an example of what that looks like in real time. You're doing 2 weeks. You on the show with me saying, man, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. That takes a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to go live on my Instagram and show the whole birth so everybody can see. Right in my living room, my midwife. Y'all listen.
Yo, you mind if I share that on my YouTube?
Oh, no, you can.
That's shit. What? Oh, shit.
On the way. The baby on the way. Yeah.
Yo, if you put that on Instagram, thank you. I'll share it on you. I need the people to see that. Like that's powerful. That's powerful. Yo, thank you once again. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for being a part of this workshop. And also, thank you for coming on my platform, sis. Much success to you. Everybody follow I Am Surviving Vegan on Instagram right away. It's one of the best Instagram pages for health in the world. So thank you, sister. With that being said, we get out of here. Brother Rich and I'm Surviving Vegan. Orisha Oshun. Peace, family.
Peace. Thank you.